Welcome back, everyone. Today we're diving into this incredible system that promises to boost your vertical jump by, 9 to 15 inches in under 8 weeks.
Yep. Wow, that's pretty bold. So we're talking about a system that actually transforms your ability to dunk, right?
Exactly. It's called Vert Shock, and it's designed to get you from barely touching the rim to literally throwing down
Yeah.
dunks. It claims real-world success, with testimonials from athletes, guys of all levels, from high school players to folks eventually making it onto pro rosters.
I noticed they mentioned that it works even if you're not naturally athletic or tall enough. That's a pretty appealing promise.
For sure. And the training is broken down in a super clear 3-phase process: the pre-shock phase, the shock phase, and the post-shock phase, each step building on the last to shock your elastic muscle fibers into doing something amazing.
Elastic fibers? That's an interesting concept. So it's not about heavy squats or crazy box jumps, but more about targeting these specific muscles that act like springs?
Right, it's like, imagine your legs are rubber bands. If you can strengthen those fibers, you unleash more explosive energy with every
Yeah.
jump. And what's cool is that the program says you don't need any fancy equipment at all. You can do it all from home.
That's super convenient. No need to queue up at a gym or invest in heavy weights. It seems to cut through all the usual gym frustrations.
Definitely. And get this, during the pre-shock phase, which lasts about 7 days, you're introduced to movement patterns that get your body ready. They say some athletes see a 3 to 5 inch increase even in the first 4 days.
Absolutely. That sounds almost too good to be true. Are there really that many quick gains?
It can seem a bit unbelievable at first, but there are plenty of genuine testimonials. For example, one member went from barely being able to grab the rim to dunking in just
Right,
a couple
sure.
of weeks.
I saw a few stories where players talked about going from grazing the rim to throwing down windmill dunks, which is impressive in itself.
Absolutely, and that's during the shock phase. This phase is designed to push your body to its limits. It involves explosive exercises, like focusing solely on those elastic fibers to build up your
Yeah.
jump power.
I love that they focus on the actual science behind it. The program even refers to research that originates from a Russian training technique developed back in the 1960s.
Yes, that's right. The system builds on what's known as the shock method, reportedly developed by a Russian sports scientist, Dr. V, for boosting high jump performance in Soviet athletes.
Uh-huh. So essentially, by targeting muscles that few programs focus on, Vert Shock gets you those explosive results without all the typical heavyweight training.
Exactly. It taps into those elastic fibers that are otherwise neglected in most training routines, which is why many other methods just don't deliver the same kind of results.
Right. Now, what about the post-shock phase? How does that wrap the whole training cycle together?
Great question. The post-shock phase is essentially all about cementing the gains you've made. Think of it as the icing on the cake, where your body learns to consistently produce that explosive jump when you need it most.
So it's less intense, but just as crucial because it transforms short-term gains into lasting muscle memory.
Exactly right. You train a few days, the workload is adjusted, and your body, now primed and explosive, gets used to, well, that new level of performance.
Yeah. I also like how the program includes a ton of bonus modules. It's not just the training, there are diet checklists, jump killer tips, even NBA jump secrets.
Yep, they really pack it in. Beyond the fundamental training, there are these free bonuses like tips on what foods to avoid, ways to check in weekly for accountability, and even some professional insights on harnessing your power.
Right on. It almost feels like a complete ecosystem designed for jumpers, covering everything from exercise techniques to nutrition and recovery strategies.
Exactly. And what's interesting is the pricing strategy. They offer a risk-free trial where you can try the system for just under 8 weeks, and even guarantee a refund if you don't dunk after following it.
There's a real confidence in that guarantee. But let me challenge one point here. Do you think the promise of 9 to 15 inches in such a short period is realistic, especially for those who are already near the top of their vertical potential?
That's a fair question. The program does note that it works best when you're starting from a lower vertical. They even mention testimonials from people who felt they were too short or unathletic. So, for someone who already has a high vertical, the gains might be less dramatic.
Yeah, that sounds reasonable. It seems they're upfront that the program is especially tailored for those with significant room for improvement.
Absolutely. And the creator, Coach Adam, really drives that point home. Before developing Vert Shock, he struggled himself. He was tall, yet he barely touched the rim. His personal story is a massive motivator for those looking to improve.
His journey from being benched in high school to playing at a Division I level and even professionally is really inspiring. It makes the promise of the program even more credible.
Right, it's like he's been where many of these aspiring dunkers are and knows the frustration firsthand. Plus, he spent years refining this method, compiling thousands of hours of research and practical testing.
Yeah, the historical angle adds a layer of trust too, tying his method back to Dr. V's research. It shows there's some real science and legacy behind these exercises, not just another trendy workout.
Exactly. And I also appreciate that Vert Shock stresses safety. Since it doesn't rely on heavy weights or risky moves, it's aimed at being safe for all ages, even younger athletes.
Right. That's a huge plus for parents or younger players. It almost sounds like it's designed to get more people on the court confident in their dunking ability.
Absolutely. And the program even provides lifetime access via an online portal, so you're not locked into a short-term commitment. You get continuous support like weekly check-ins and community feedback.
Yeah, that's cool. The community element is key, especially with the private forums and regular email check-ins. It really sounds like an ecosystem where you're not alone in your journey.
Right on. And to cap it all off, there's a clear call to action. They offer a limited number of access codes and have special pricing, like a risk-free trial at $67 with a 50% off limited time offer.
Correct. That urgency definitely adds to the allure. You're not just buying a training program, you're investing in a chance to literally change your athletic career.
Exactly. And for those who dream of being the guy that gets recognized on court, whether on school teams or even as a potential college recruit, this program isn't just a workout. It's a gateway to achieving that big dunk dream.
Yeah, I love how it combines personal transformation with practical training and real testimonials. It seems like Vert Shock is as much about boosting confidence as it is about boosting vertical jump height.
Absolutely. It's an all-in-one package that's designed to convert skeptics into believers and bench warmers into dunk maestros. And, I'll say this. If you've ever dreamed of slamming a dunk in your game, this system might just be the game changer you need.
Right, indeed. So if anyone's listening and thinking, I want to see real change in my jump, this system could be the answer, even if you've been burned by so-called tutorials before.
Totally. Just remember, it demands commitment and a willingness to follow a structured plan. But if you're in for the challenge, it could truly take you from, average to awe-inspiring on the court.
I think that wraps it up nicely. Vert Shock isn't just another jump program. It's a complete transformation system with science, real stories, and a clear roadmap.
Exactly. And for those who are ready to step up, this might be the exact push that leads to their first or even many slam dunks in record time.
Absolutely. Thanks for breaking that all down. It's a compelling read and definitely something to consider for any aspiring dunker out there.
Anytime. It's all about taking that leap, both on the court and in your training. For anyone listening, if dunking has been your dream, maybe it's time to give Vert Shock a shot.
And remember, the journey from the bench to the rim is just one decision away. Thanks for listening.
Absolutely. Keep pushing your limits, and I'll catch you all next time.